Hi everybody, Michael McCracken with Keller Williams Realty and Team McCracken in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I just want to give you an update on my door knocking experience today. I went out and did my local area because I know this area really well. I am a local expert in this area. I'm very in touch with what houses should sell for and what they're worth and the people that live in this area. So I felt very confident going out. Again, I'm generally a very confident person. I practiced my scripts last night and this morning pretty heavily. I used a combination of Kevin Ward script mixed with some Brian Casella script and also Rachel Adams Lee, her script. The part that I used for her was, how to get the information at the end, where I was telling people that the houses in the area in the last 90 days that had sold on average for 8% more than they were selling at the same time last year. At the end, I said, so with that 8%, a lot of our neighbors are wanting to get market analysis on their house. Do you want to be on that list of people? And then if they would say yes, I would take their email address, the phone number. Now, going out, I was, again, pretty confident going out. But what's funny is no fighter survives the first contact intact, right? That's what they say, at least. And so I went to the first door, and I really had to force myself out. I had to force myself out of my house. I was just sitting in the kitchen. I was like, oh, man, I don't know if I want to do this. I was kind of like anxious. I won't want to say necessarily nervous, but maybe I just had some anxiety with going out and doing it for some reason, even though I talk to people all the time. And I felt like I had a very strong script to do it with. But it took me about 10-15 minutes. I forced myself out the door and went to the first house. When I got to the first house, I actually just walked right by it. I was like, oh man, I can't pull the trigger. I'm gonna go to the next house. Let's do the next one, not this one. And then I walked by that one. I was like, no, you can't chump out like that. I gotta go back to that first house. And then I was just kind of walking back and forth thinking that if anybody's watching me, now I look like, I'm stalking this house, which was really weird. So I got the nerve. I went to the first house, rang the bell, person answered. And then I started my script on point. Hi, I'm Michael with Keller Williams Realty. Boom, the whole thing fell apart after that. So I pretty much tanked the first house. I still talked to her. I finished it off and I just stumbled through it. It was pretty much awful. And in my head, I was like, oh man, I left the house. Like, man, I ruined that one. So between that house and the second house, I practiced my script again, like just as I was walking to the next house. And thought, okay, that's fine. I learned from that. I'll do better on the next one. And then I didn't. I pretty much tanked it too. And I just kept at it though, because I don't know, I just felt like, I'm out here doing it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get better at it. Brian Casella talks about this all the time, that you'll get better and this is how you have to do it. And I just had that mentality. So I just kept going door to door. And the next two doors, or maybe 3 or 4 doors, nobody is home. So I was able to practice my scripts as I went working on those. So that was kind of cool. And I did get progressively better. I started getting a few more words out of my mouth at least as I went. So I was probably 30 houses in, maybe 35 houses in before I actually got good at the script. And I wouldn't say good, better at the script would be a better thing. And I started getting more words out, and I was doing a little bit better, getting more interaction with the people. I ran into very few rude people. Maybe 3 people were, I say, mildly rude. They shut the door on me or something, but not just slammed on me. I'm not interested. I know what the market's worth, and they closed the door on me, which is fine. I didn't take any offense to it. Brian talks about that also. I just moved on to the next house. So I went through all of them. I got to, I think I was 47 houses in, so I only had 3 of my brochures left. And there was a guy I was kind of walking down the street, and there was a guy pulling a 66 Impala, beautiful Impala, out of his garage. And I just left the house next door to him, and I thought, oh man, I don't want to bother this guy. It looks like he's working on his car. He wasn't wearing his shirt. He had a tattoo on his chest. And I was like, oh, I don't want to bother him. So I kind of stood there for a second like, But you know what? I pushed forward. I went over and talked to that guy as he got out of his car. I was like, oh man, that's a beautiful car. What year is it? I asked him a little bit about his car. I told him that I have a muscle car also. I have a 71 Chevelle Super Sport convertible that my parents bought brand new that I'm in possession of. And him and I started talking about cars for a minute. But then I got right into the script, asking about if he's wanting to sell his house. And you know what? Strangely, he was. He said, I've been here since this community was built. So he'd been here for about 17 years, and that he owned his house. He owned it outright. And that, you know, him and his wife had been talking about selling it and moving to, or upgrading to, a bigger house, a bigger, nicer house in a different neighborhood, even though our neighborhood's beautiful. So I'm like, all right, this is awesome. So I started talking to him and said, well, let's meet on Tuesday after you've talked to your wife, and I can come out and do a CMA on the house, and we'll see what it's actually worth. Even though I had just given him that information, I'll see what it's actually worth. We'll take a look at your house, compare it to the houses that have sold around here, and see if you might want to get listed after that. He thought that was a great idea. So he set up an appointment with me for Tuesday. I'm gonna go back on Tuesday and talk to him after 6 o'clock and see if they might be interested in finding out what their house is worth and if it would get listed. So what's cool about it is I spent the whole day basically just failing over and over and over, but progressively getting better at failing. I was failing a little better each time, which was pretty cool because I did become very uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable the whole time, which Brian talks about. And so I get to this guy, and this guy wants to sell his house. It's probably a $265,000 house, and they're looking to buy about $400,000. So that would be a nice sale if I get it. And I just persevered and kept going. Next house I went to, lady was basically rude, closed the door on me. Not in my face so much, but said she wasn't interested and kind of slammed the door on me. And then I went to one more house after that, and the guy was very nice, talked for a little bit. He'd been here for 7 or 8 years in this neighborhood. And, just took the information, said he might, know some people that might want to buy. So he said he'd hand out my information. So overall, the experience was pretty good. I was very uncomfortable the whole day and pushed myself, pushed through, persevered, did what I said I was going to do. Yeah, I watched a lot of Brian Casella stuff, but I'm not just a guy that watches videos. I actually take action. I'm doing very well for myself in real estate so far, and I'm excited about the challenges that it brings, and I just love helping people. So I would recommend going out and knocking on doors. I'm potentially going to get a listing and a seller for it also. Also, while I was out, I found a for sale by owner sign, and those people weren't home, but I did get the number. And as soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to call that for sale by owner and see if they might be wanting to list that house, because I feel like I'm on a roll right now. I got my listing. I was hoping to get 3 or 4 contacts by the time this whole thing was said and done. I ended up with really just one. Just one. That's all right though, because this guy wants to sell his house and he wants to buy, so that's cool. And again, I got the for sale by owner that I'm going to call, so hopefully that turns into something also. I do recommend getting on the Modern Success program with Brian Casella, because it really did help me get up the, maybe not the nerve, because I'm not unconfident, to get up the information to go out and get this done. So it was cool. And if you have any questions for me, just leave them in the comments. If this video was helpful, if you liked it at all, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, like the video, subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be putting out lots of videos, lots of content. My wife and I, Team McCracken Real Estate in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'll leave my email address and my wife's email address in there as well. So if you have any questions you want to email, you can. If you want to leave them in the comments, you can. If you're going to be mean in your comments, I will delete them. But if you want to put some criticism in there, I'll be happy to hear it. Until then, signing off, Team McCracken, Michael McCracken. Have a great day, guys.